So we're not going to be cooking mousse today, but we are going to be cooking vegan meatballs. Yes, you heard that right. Actually, to make it even more exciting, they're not only going to be vegan meatballs, it's going to be vegan meatballs with a very soft middle. If you're allergic to nuts, I would urge you, please, please, please don't use pine nuts, which is what I'll be using for the middle part. If you're not allergic to nuts, go for it. It's going to taste amazing. The meat we're using is based on soya, but for non-vegans watching this, you also have the option of using normal meat and non-vegan meat, and also the option of using cheese. For vegans, I highly recommend the pine nut. To be honest, even for non-vegans, I highly recommend the pine nut. It adds that extra creaminess, which you wouldn't get with other options. Let's get started on this recipe and enjoy it. Right, now we're going to add the vegan meat without the paper, so please take out any paper. This is not going to have the same consistency as meat, so I'm going to add some water that I already added into the tomato sauce, and hopefully that will give me the right consistency. This is the Psyllium Husk, and the point of this is to hopefully bind it a little bit better. Then my spices. Last but not least, I'm going to use a bit more tomato juice. I'm going to make a little separation here, so it gives me space to mold my balls. Now, as you can see, it's a perfect bowl, but I'm gonna put a little hole in it, and I'm gonna leave it to the side. Why, you ask? Because I would like to fill it with some of the pine nuts that I have here. And I'm going to do this with the whole recipe. Okay, I am adding the filling now. As I explained, for vegans or those who don't eat cheese, I am adding pine nut butter. As you can see, I'm rolling these now, and as you can see, I've moved everything to one tray. I will gently press the nut butter in, because at the end of the day it is nut butter, and I will gently mold this around it. Now it will give it that creaminess, but for now we just need to make sure it stays inside so it doesn't dry out. Now I'm gonna spray it with the spray oil. I will add some tomato sauce on top of each single one. Now there's another alternative for this recipe, which is simply to drown them in tomato sauce. Now we don't like it very tomatoey, because the more tomatoes or tomato sauce, the more carbs. But that's why we're doing it with a little bit of tomato sauce on top of each one. However, if you prefer, you're more than welcome to try the version where you drown everything in chopped tomato sauce. Here are the vegan meatballs with pine nuts paste inside. Now, for those of you who know me in person, you'll know that I like everything well cooked, including my vegan meat. So that explains the color. Now let's see the texture. And look at the pine nuts in the middle. It's beautiful. Enjoy, and I'm gonna enjoy this on my own. I am not sharing with anyone today. Oh, like you want me to start? Sorry, baby, do it again. What is wrong with me? Why don't I know? Right, now we're going to add the vegan meat without the paper. So please take out any paper.